Hello and welcome to the Embrace. So, today's reading, I don't have a title for it yet, but maybe I'll figure it out at the end. Everyone will know by now, I'm sure. But what I will say is I think they're going to be quickies because I think there are three groups today, which makes me think that they must be fairly quick messages. So, let's pick them. We're going to pick them with these cards, the Oracle of the Radiant Sun, but we're also going to pick charms to choose the groups. So the first one is, I think that's Mercury. Mercury in the 8th house in Scorpio. Saturn in Taurus in the 2nd house. And Mars in Aries in the 1st house. Or you might want to go by numbers, 8, 2, and 1. Mercury, Saturn, Mars, Scorpio, Taurus, Aries. Now, when I do the reading, that might not all be relevant. I might not be called to even address all of that, but maybe I will be, and maybe you're called to that. All right, let's pick charms. So for the, whoop, that was quick. All right, so this, I don't know what this is. This came out in the last reading. It reminds me of a compass because it has a bunch of directions pointing a bunch of different ways. I actually have a necklace that reminds me of this. I think this is meant to be north, and it reminds me of my necklace, which is the North Star, like your true north type symbolism, North Node maybe even. So there's that one. It also makes me think of, that's enough. That's enough. Oh, a unicorn. So for this one, we have the unicorn. We like to see him or her in all their glory. And for the third one, oh, someone fell on my hand. Oh, okay, well, we have two then. So the one that fell down is a dragonfly, a beautiful dragonfly, and a turtle. Nice. All right, so then go ahead and choose whichever one called you. Choose them all, choose one, whichever feels right. And I'll meet you over there and we'll get into it. All right, so for the group that chose this ambiguous directional piece that seems to point north, it also reminds me of a balloon. It also reminds me of, I don't want to say this, but like a time bomb, but not in a bad way. It's like time is coming. The time is coming for something that's quite explosive. Pulling you which way and that is what I'm getting. A reset maybe. And then of course we have Mercury in the 8th house in Scorpio. I don't know how the 8th house is definitely relevant here. I think some subconscious things coming to light, being pushed into your face so that they can be addressed, so to speak. But how to address them isn't clear to me just yet. Some uncomfortable things that have been lurking in the background. Okay, sorry for that brief interruption. Something I wanted to say as I was looking at this card and something was coming through to me is that I'm going through something like this right now. And it's not unusual for me to do these readings and there be a message for me in a potential selection or even in all the selections. I don't want to say piles or groups for some reason. Energies, we'll call them energies. So it's not unusual for there to be a message for me in each energy that appears before me. But that was pretty quick. That was quick. Usually I have to dig a little bit before I'm like, ooh, I understand this in terms of my own life. So it's something repetitive, which is to say that this thing that's in your face is not a brand new thing. It's not a brand new experience. It's from a new vantage point, though. You are somewhere else now, and that's why it's appearing here before you to be transmuted or released or loved as it needs to be to fall into its proper place so that it no longer haunts you or has any power over you anymore. And one way to navigate this point is to align yourself to your true north. And it's almost like aligning yourself to your, because there's a bunch of different directions you can go in energetically, emotionally, mentally, through the different avenues through which we create, which could be our mind and our emotions and our thoughts and so on. There's many directions you can take here, but there's one that feels the best. It feels the best because it's Scorpio. We're talking about a water sign. It feels the best. It might not make logical sense to other people, logic based on societal expectations anyway, but it feels the best. And sometimes that's the alignment that you need. And you need to continuously fall into that place so that you can receive clarity and instruction from a clear place versus a messy place, an angry place, a bitter place. Yeah, messages and communication. Like there's something that is trying to reach you, but it doesn't reach you like this. That's like the anger and the bitterness talking. Like, this is what needs to be done because this, whatever. What you want is the message of clarity, which comes through a space of love for yourself. Because you don't deserve discontent all the time over this same thing that keeps popping up. It's time for a higher perspective on the matter. And you do have it. I get the impression that you have the higher perspective. It's just a matter of continually aligning with it because it's easy to step out of that. It's so easy to step out of that. But with practice, it could just be easy to remain there. That could become the default. All right, let me see what I should pull next here. You know what keeps catching? Oh, no. Okay, there was something that kept catching my eye, but that's all right. Something else is catching my eye now. So this is the Isis Oracle. See what comes through here for us. You got Spirit of Isis. Beloved initiate, there are times to surrender and let go, but there are never times to give up. Persist with your bold faith and inspired action until the impossible happens. Isis has a spirit of triumph and will never fail in her quest, no matter how bold or impossible it seems. Let her inspire you. Believe. Ooh, I like that. Ooh, that's extremely powerful and supportive. I love that. What do I have to say about that? That was so great. It gave me that time bomb feeling where I said this kind of feels like a time bomb. It's almost like the more you align and the more you... so anyways, it's almost like the more you align to who it is that you are, the more you find your place in that space of peace and centeredness, the more you're allowing time and circumstances to shape in a certain way around you and it'll just kind of explode. But like I said in the beginning, it felt like a good thing. It didn't feel like a bad thing. And that's where the whole impossible feeling is coming from. You're highly supported as long as you stay in the space that provides you with the clarity. As I was saying, you're highly supported as long as you stay in that space, whatever that space is for you, and you continue to make the choices, the higher choices that feel best to you, and not choices made out of anger, greed, seeking retribution or revenge or anything like that. Although there's no judgment if you do, whatever. If that's something you need to explore a little bit more before you decide on something else, that's okay too. But you're being invited to take a higher perspective, as stated before. So do not give up. Do not give in to lower energy. All right, what is next here? Okay, so actually the Oracle, the Radiant Sun, keeps making me look at it. I'm trying to figure out if it's a particular card that I'm looking at or if I need to pick a... Okay, we're going to shuffle for another card from this deck, which is, I didn't plan to do, but here we are. Oh, it's Venus in Gemini in the 3rd house, flattery. Choices what's standing out on this card for me. It was on the bottom. Yeah, it's about the choices, making the same choice over and over again in another direction, a direction that feels good to you. So that is the practice energy with the momentum that you need to get where you're going, because you're going there. Okay. So a mental detox, so to speak. Being kind with your mind. Your mind needs a break. It's probably the one, that wants revenge and all that. Or you're in conjunction with a wounded ego. Probably is having certain types of, or it was anyways. This is a time to plant seeds and allow, I think the seeds have been planted. So let me restate that. It's time to allow, to nurture the pleasant thoughts the thoughts that are supportive and where it is you're trying to go. And you start with the heart space on that one. So instead of thinking and then feeling in response to the thought that you had, it's time to start focusing on the feelings and let the thoughts come of that space. And whenever the thoughts trigger certain feelings in you that aren't the best, go on back to the heart. It's okay. Be loving and forgiving and compassionate with those thoughts, because there's a reset going on and it may take some time. New neural networks, so to speak. You can learn about that concept from Joe Dispenza and Caroline Leaf, Dr. Joe Dispenza, Dr. Caroline Leaf. They both written many books on the matter. I said many books. They both wrote books on the matter. I don't know how many books. They both have YouTubes, I'm sure. Well, Joe Dispenza does. I don't know if Caroline Leaf does, but whoever's, pulls you in. I think that's what's happening here, a rewiring of the brain. And that can take time, and it will require compassion, self-forgiveness, and forgiveness of another. Okay, what now? So if you're wondering which choice to make, what decision to go in, what direction to go in, I'm getting the impression that you will need to withdraw from the mind a little bit so that to nurture it and to love it, to send it what it needs, while it takes the time to readjust to this new version of you. And while this cleansing is happening with these past hurts, subconscious, maybe even, nope, it won't let me say that. So yeah, these past hurts, these things that have been brewing, these things you might have thought you even addressed, but they had deeper roots than previously thought. To find that direction, just come into the heart space, come into the center, and you're being guided. Inspired action and bold faith. It's bold because it's in the face of this. This is a lot, right? Scorponic energy with a card that says extremism. It's bold because the easier thing to do would be to just go with that and feel that. But you're not doing that, I don't think. Or you're trying not to. Spirit of triumph, and will never fail in her quest, no matter how bold or impossible it seems. I keep being, I don't know. I want to move on, but it keeps drawing me back. So there's something I'm missing. Let's see. I'll edit if it takes some time. Sometimes it takes me some time. Be patient, because these little steps that you're taking, not little steps, there's something about sudden change, a sudden upending in a good way. Maybe you won't perceive it that way. No, there's something here about suddenness. Maybe they want you. Something's coming to handle whatever it is pressuring you. Put down the old ways of fighting a war, so to speak. Love, 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 love. That's what's coming through. My heart space is just receiving a whole lot of love and forgiveness in the face of that which seems unforgivable. I heard this is another YouTuber that said this, and it was love the unlovable, forgive the unforgivable. And whenever I think of that, I'm like, there are so many things that I don't see as unforgivable, but I still may have found myself in a place struggling to forgive it. But when I look at it in that big way, like if the unforgivable is forgivable, why wouldn't this be forgivable? It makes it smaller, more manageable to address. So while this will be managed, it's extremely important for you to forgive and to release it and to love it, to reclaim it from a higher perspective. So from this high perspective, you can look at things differently and reclaim them, lift them up with you just by your perspective on the matter. And it has nothing to do with them and their intentions, if it's a person or a place or institution. Yeah, you would send it loving, compassionate thoughts when you're ready, when you're able. Okay, let's see what is next. Okay, this one's going to have a lot of reading. I just want to warn you now. What we'll do is we'll pull a card from this deck, which is the Lemurian Star Child Oracle. And then we will also pull some tarots to clarify it here. Oh my goodness. It's all sticking together. All right, this is a thick deck. I want to see who's coming through here for us. That's what my son would do. Oh, Star Children. What a beautiful card. Twins again. The twins keep coming up. So Gemini energy, I'm guessing. Twin energy. Divine masculine balance. No veils, psychic, different, cosmic inspiration, and light. Something about loving yourself and another. Whatever it is that they're reflecting back to you, loving it. Oh, I just wrote this quote down yesterday. Hold on. I think it's valid here. I like to write down quotes. This is like, if it sounds weird at first, it's because I'm pretty sure I wrote it in the middle of it being said. So the beginning words are probably missing. But this is the overall sentiment, which is head on, face your fears, stare into its eyes and send love. That was said by Jamie with the White Walls, which is a YouTuber. It's such a weird word. Someone on YouTube. Star Children, yes. So I'm sure many of you identify as the term star seeds. You may be from many places. But one of your purposes here on this earth is probably the integration of many different star races and challenges that they may have faced that are now playing out here on earth. That might be one of your callings. And this challenge that you're experiencing that's resurfacing again to be addressed once and for all, I believe, it's a reflection of the macrocosm, the microcosm reflecting the macrocosm and vice versa. So there's some other challenge in another realm, another space of existence that's being reflected here. And you're helping to, you are helping to address it and to move it and to transmute it and to see yourself in another and love that other through the way that you can. It doesn't mean you have to go over there and hug on them every day or even see them or even speak to them. This is an internal work that will affect that person, that institution, that experience, and everything else around you. So this is great work. It's huge, transformative work. Done from the heart space. I said I was going to pull tarot with it, but I was called to say that right away. And I will if I'm called to read the card, I'll read the card. It's not quite coming through just yet. I noticed the word psychic came through here, and Scorpio is known for psychic abilities as well. When I get this particular Hierophant in this particular deck, this card is about healing. I think of master, a master, like a guru master, like someone who gets it or who's getting it. Yes. Of course. You're doing so well. You're doing so good. You got this. You can do this. You can do this. That's the heart space. 9 of Cups, emotional fulfillment. Desires being met. It's also about wish fulfillment. Because look at this treasure. All around you. Being supported. That's what the water makes me think of. You just being supported. Floating to the things that make you happy. And balance. Yeah, as long as you're finding your center. You balancing things out. This is the macrocosm and the microcosm. That's what this is making me think of. It's like a confirmation. What's on the back? Page of Cups. It's okay to be idealistic here. You know what? This is the card that kept oh, it's gone now. There was a card that kept staring me in my face. I'm like, I don't understand what you want me to say. But it was from the Oracle of the Radiant Sun deck. But the card that kept staring at me, it was like, I don't see it now, but because I shuffled the deck since then. And it was the reason I shuffled the deck. Because I was like, do you want to come out? And it didn't. I think it just wanted me to keep it in the back of my mind. But it was basically Sun in Aquarius. I just know the card said idealism. And I think it's asking you to embrace your imagination. This card makes me think of timeline jumping. which is happening all the time, right? But if I feel like if it's being brought up, it's a significant timeline jump, and it's asking you to embrace your imagination and your dreams and your heart space, to look at things new, which is to say, we sometimes get in this rut where we think something's always going to be the same, something's always going to play out in a certain manner because that's how it's played out before. And so we think, well, this person, this thing, this experience, they're probably going to do this. They might do this. Worst case scenarios oftentimes. But this card is saying each point, I've said this in so many readings already, and I've only done like 3, 0-point possibility every moment. And this card is saying to keep that in mind when it comes to your heart. The heart is rearranging things, and that anything is possible in any moment. Expect the impossible. Expect miracles. You don't have to know the details, but you know what it feels like. Yeah. I love that. And there's a balancing act that you're doing here. What you're doing here is affecting other places as well. Yeah. You're a master. This makes you think of ascension, ascending, an ascension journey. You get it. There's so many concepts that you understand, whether there's a label to them or not, whether there's any set thing that you followed or studied or not. It doesn't matter. The journey you've taken thus far, you understand so many things, so many concepts. Okay, let's see. Is there anything else that wants to come through? Okay, I guess I will read Star Children, and that will, let's see, 291. Okay, so we know the keywords here for the most part. No veils, psychic, different, cosmic inspiration, and light. I am a guide for star seeds directly or through distant energy healing. Yes, because all of your actions and internal transformations and things that you're addressing yourself have an outward effect. It's this aura, this light that you carry about you, and it's going to affect people as you just go out into the world. That makes sense. And that's why I keep seeing this twin energy. It's like you and me, them and you. There's a reflection happening here. So while something might have been reflected to you and now you haven't addressed it, you're reflecting something else back, and now it's helping. Not just yourself, but everyone else. Everyone else around you, near and dear to you. Okay. So, okay. Dear one, have you felt your connection with the stars? You have the ability to see truth, to let it pierce through layers of forgetfulness. Allow the wisdom of the cosmos to shine on you so that it breaks up dense thought forms. Do you keep private about your cosmic insights? This message for you is to shine your light fully so others start to feel the stars and planets that you are connecting to. If you have been misunderstood in the past, you can now start to create a bridge of communication. Would you like to put earthly matters into perspective? When you connect to outer worldly dimensions, you see that you are not limited to the collective thought forms of humanity. Then the human mind chatter starts to lose its credibility. Lemurians have always been aware of their star heritage. Through their heart knowledge, they could distinguish the vibrations of different kinds of star beings that they connected to. Their relationship with their light family was based on love and respect. They welcomed the light that visitors from the Pleiades brought, based on an intuitive knowing of their vibration. If you feel that you are a starseed, that you are from another planet, then your family of light congratulates you. It is wonderful to discover your cosmic origin because it expands your consciousness. This doorway is open for each human when they are ready to leave behind layers of density and forgetfulness. Which stars and planets do you connect to? Just like each human has a unique face and fingerprint, so do they have a unique cosmic self. Guides from Sirius might come to you, or light from Arcturus. You are from many dimensions simultaneously. All right, so I actually feel like that summed it up beautifully. I'm sure you intuitively understood that message for you. I'm sure it hit all the spots. The things that I might even want to talk or touch on, I don't. As I try to, I can't. I get a little, ping pongy about it, and I think it's because I'm not meant to direct the message in that manner. It's best for you to direct that message, and I think you'll do wonderfully doing that. All right, well, I love you guys so much. You can do this. We can do this. We are doing this. Thank you so much for joining me. Goodbye. All right, welcome, the energetic collective that chose Saturn in the second house in Taurus with ostentation, which I'm gonna have to Google. And I know a lot of words, but I don't know that one. And unicorn, which is beautiful. The unicorn often symbolizes for me, first of all, they could be energetic guides, other dimensional guides, but also the third eye. So Saturn in the second house in Taurus, ostentation. That might not all apply, but I think it's important that I know what that means. So one moment while I figure that out. Okay, guys, we're going to learn together. Ostentation, maybe some of you already know this. Ostentation, pretentious and vulgar display, especially of wealth and luxury, intended to impress or attract notice. Okay, well, we'll see if that word applies here. I didn't get that impression, but we shall see. Saturn in the second house, though, tells me that there may be some challenges arising in the matters of personal value, personal wealth. Whoa. Yeah, I guess personal wealth. I didn't mean to say that. But that's it. It matters regarding personal value, personal wealth, personal self-worth is what I've been trying to get out as well. It does involve materialism, materials in your life, and so on. And so with Saturn being there, there is a potential to amass quite a bit through what we typically might see or refer to as hard work and effort. One second, because last time I had to learn my lesson about my phone overheating. There we go, in the middle of a reading. So it might be a little darker. I apologize for that. But I don't want the phone to overheat on us. So, all right. And so the third eye with the unicorn. Let's see what the message is here. Who wants to come through first? Okay. There's something more to do with this card. So let's take a look at what is coming through. In her left hand, she's holding a ball. It makes me think of a crystal ball. And of course, it's the left hand, which the left side, I associate with the divine feminine, receipt, receptive mode. And in her right hand, she's holding a thing of flowers. And that's the hand of the divine masculine to me, or action, or imposing your will onto something. But she's holding the reins with her left hand and the crystal ball, intuitively led to her wealth, her personal worth, her value, success. This reminds me of the Chariot card. Success within the second house to get through whatever challenges it is that you may be facing, whatever struggles it is that you may be experiencing. Your guides have been working quite hard to get the message to you that you need to open up and receive intuitive messages. You need to embrace psychic abilities, that which can be received through the third eye. And that will provide success for you in this matter. And you may have to take it slow here to really let that sink in and to really experience what that type of living feels like. That's a different way of living. Not many people live that way. Not many societies encourage living that way. They encourage a whole other way of living. And for that reason, you have to really take your time with this and really let it integrate, but it'll be worth it because it will provide steady growth, longevity of some kind when it comes to your spiritual development and development in material matters and self-love. There's some kind of spiritual practice or psychic ability that you are aware of that you need to practice a little bit more. You need to embrace it. You need to go full out weirdo. as some would say. I mean, I think a lot of people look at it that way. That's why I use that word. But you need to just embrace the difference of that, whatever that is. You really need to jump in with both feet, lean into it. The flowers are nice, but it's almost like the right hand, the action energy, too much action, too much effort. It's gotten you what it can. And Saturn is challenging you in this matter because it's trying to show you there are other ways of doing things, another energy to embrace and to be in that will serve you better in the long run. Okay, is there anything else here? Okay, and they also want me to address whatever's underneath here. So let me just get a better look at it. So when I look at that under part of that card, the front half is a bull, but the back half seems in a little bit of distress, like it's trying to catapult you somewhere, and it reminds me of like a sea serpent of some kind. So I'm getting earth water element conflict here instead of working together. They're actually compatible elements, I'm told. But in this case, it's almost like they're combating each other. And water is often associated with intuition and also what can be referred to as Christ-like love, unconditional love for self and others. But it has to start with yourself before you can do it for others. And I think that is what you're being called to embrace as well. So this might have a lot to do with self-worth and self-values that could really catapult you if you embrace that, if you fell into that. And that's the key to these abilities that you have if you're struggling with them, if they're not working quite right, or if things seem cloudy. I think that's the key. It's the self-worth and the self-concept and the love, the Christ-like love, unconditional love that needs to be shined upon there. And it might be affecting material things in your life. Okay, let's see. Now can we move on? Yes, I think we can. Am I being asked to bring another card out? 1 second. Yeah. All right. I will not question it. Sometimes for the sake of it, I'm not even going to say it. It's just difficulty answering the call sometimes. Saturn is leading you to a higher fulfillment. There's something that you can't quite conceive of just yet. And you might be a little suspicious of this idea of being in this more relaxing mode of living, basically. You might be a little skeptical about it. But Saturn is trying to highlight for you this other way of being because there is a fulfillment that is lacking right now. And you can't see the whole picture because you haven't tapped into all of that which is available to you. You might have spent too much time in the physical tools that are available to you versus the non-physical ones. And Saturn is an earthy planet, so to speak, right? Because Capricorn is its original ruler, or Saturn rules Capricorn. And it's in Sagittarius here, which makes me think of taking risk. But these are calculated risks. But I don't know who's done the calculation here for you. So the Sagittarian energy is very much about just go for it energy, like something drives me, something makes me passionate, I'm just going to go for it. And Saturn is providing challenges that are in an attempt to get you to this point where you just kind of embrace just going for things and not being so weary and not needing things calculated out for you all the time, or just going for it and taking actions that are an expression of your self-love and self-worth, which is to say doing things that you love just for the sake of doing them. That's a statement to the world and to yourself that you matter. You matter on other levels. Yeah, you both had me pull another star card. The Star Child Oracle wants me to read for me, but we haven't picked a card yet, so let's pick a star oracle. Oh, wait. Yeah, okay. It's time to go to other shores. This might involve travel. This might involve higher learning of some kind. It doesn't necessarily mean going to school. Oh my God. Healing. Yes, my darling, you have a lot of healing. Not, I'm sorry, rephrase that. Healing is makes a lot of sense here. Gentleness of love, realignment, and transformation. Saturn is, they call it a planet, a malefic, whatever, I can't remember the word, but it's a planet that is looked at as problematic, I guess. I don't know. But I get the impression that Saturn loves you so much and is doing what it knows how to do best to get you somewhere with a lot more freedom of expression, and yes, money, and yes, the things that you're looking for. But what use is having these things if you're not gonna be able to hold on to them? But what was occurring to me earlier, so what I was gonna say is, what use would be having all these material things that you want if you're not even happy? Which, what's the point? What's the point if you're self-sabotaging and can't hold on to these things? One moment, something else is coming through. You need to understand what true wealth is for you to hold on to and actually enjoy the type of wealth that you're familiar with. Because it is through the understanding of the true wealth, the true abundance of that which is love and Christ-like love and energy, which is coming for you and is available to you in unimaginable amounts. You can't even perceive how much there is waiting for you, wanting to be embraced, waiting for you to say yes to it. And in doing so, transforming your entire life and your entire point of view and perspective on the physical and the material matters that are in your life. You are being invited into something glorious and adventurous if only you will say yes to it and embrace it and go in that direction. And there's a piece of you that knows this, that understands this, but that piece of you, that knowing, requires nurturing as well, requires a listening ear, requires you to lean into it so that you can receive more fully and more clearly from that space. The confusion that you've experienced in the past up to this point is just a result of you not clearly leaning into the intuitive aspect of you and into those gifts or nurturing those gifts. That is the confusion. You need time to lean into that and to understand it and how those tools operate so that you may move forward with such clarity, such conviction, that that which has troubled you previously will not be an issue and won't even be a factor anymore. And this requires healing, my dear, because maybe I'm being told healing is enough. Requiring healing is enough. And I'm being told we should read this down, so let's do that. All right. 181. 181. Heal. Gentleness of love, realignment, transformation. Other key words are receive and clear. That was your message. It's about receiving things and clarity. Is it clear? Is it clear? It's not reflecting on my screen for me anymore. So, all right, let's see what it says here. In times of great suffering, many natural healing abilities activate to bring back harmony on a personal and collective level. Do you remember giving or receiving healing in Lemuria or in other dimensions? Your cosmic gifts are activating, Lemurian star child, and great healing is on your path. In the Lemurian Eden, healing was very much part of everyday life. The Lemurians worked with the elemental and crystal beings, with dragons and fairies, to bring energy essences in the cells of the body. Dolphins and whales were called to bring in flow, and they used the bird's tribe perspective to view conditions from a higher altitude. The Lemurians worked with all elements of nature, the plants, the animals, and the minerals, simply by calling in their energy. These energy waves were then amplified through finding subtle essences as an energetic homeopathy, such essence representing an inner journey of remembering our true self. The healing that the Lemurians offer is of rejuvenation because they didn't need to age. Aging is a process of the mind, an energy the Lemurians could detach from. Through light language, they could access the multidimensional mind, which is always vibrant. Do you find residues and energies of the mind that come up? The deep wounds that you might feel only exist within the mind, and to the Lemurians, they are already healed. The diseases of the mind don't represent your true nature. They are symptoms of the pain of humanity's old paradigm. See yourself and the whole world as completely healed now. You open up to healing when you let go of the weight of the old paradigm, when you start to see other possibilities. Would you like an energy essence for an ailment? Allow your guides to bring it to you now, because they are wanting to show you what you need. Lemurian guides, Pleiadians, or Archangel Michael gives you intuition now, a subtle symbol of or impression. Let your thoughts make associations that lead to the energy elixir that will bring healing for you. Diseases are often underpinned by beliefs of the mind. Do you find a particular thought that undermines or sabotages? Let your guides bring you an energy essence to relieve you of the pressure of this belief. It could be a positive thought or a feeling or a reminder of the energy healing. These two are energy essences on a very subtle level. Are you attached to karmic relationships or soul contracts of some sort? An energy essence of an extremely subtle vibration is now brought to you by your guides. This is the vibration of light in iridescent colors, a vibration that shows you your freedom. This creator vibration assists you in letting go of cycles, stepping out of old energies now to fully come into the new paradigm. Release the old paradigm by bringing its energy up to the sun and receive light particles into your crown now. These source vibrations are clear and pristine and bring in the energy of the new Lemuria. Let your pineal gland and your higher heart activate so that your natural healing abilities manifest. Wow, that was nice. All right, is this reading done? No, okay, we have another card. As I was reading that, I was getting the impression like this might be the summary of things. So maybe these are like bonuses on top for you for this energetic group collective and part of many okay, I think this is it. Sacred tools and objects can become an extension of your energy field, focusing your power and intention, helping you heal the split between spirit and matter, bringing physical matter more deeply into light and life. You are encouraged to work with sacred materials in a conscious way to help your own healing and enjoyment of the material world as part of your spiritual practice. Wow, that's really on point for everything that's coming through here for you. Healing the split between spirit and matter. That's what this made me think of, where I felt like there was a split here between the water and the earth, using a talisman of healing. I can't be the one to tell you what that is. But I will tell you that sometimes certain symbols are of assistance to me, and I might wear them in the form of jewelry. Or some people might carry a stone around with them that they've sent certain intentions into, that they've sat with and they've meditated with, or just sent thoughts and love and light into of their own essences. Oh, that's so weird because we just read a bunch of stuff about essences, which I've never read that card before, by the way. This healing card. Healing hands. Those that go on these type of journeys are often healers themselves, so that might be something to consider. Talismans of potency. So yeah, I guess think of a sacred tool or an object or something that speaks to you that you might want to carry around with you or have in your space. You might not even have to carry it around with you. Maybe it's something that you sleep with by your bedside. Okay, let's see if there's anything else wanting to come through here. Oh, it mentioned, that book mentioned Lemurian, where they worked with certain energies of other beings. So dolphins were mentioned, and dolphins are coming through for me now for you as well. Also, obviously, unicorns, which they didn't mention, but yeah. Also, the third eye is associated with the pineal gland, which came up in that book. So maybe there's something that you need to do to detox your pineal gland. That might be sound healing. That might be food. That I would follow your intuition on that matter. So that's something you're working to flex that psychic muscle, if you will. Should I do tarot? No. No tarot here. I think that's it. Okay, so every reading goes a little different. No tarot, that is the message. Thank you so much for joining me here today. I hope you have a wonderful day, week, or year, whatever. Thank you so much. Bye-bye. All right. Welcome those who chose Mars in the first house and Aries impulsiveness. I don't know how much of this is going to be relevant. Well, impulsiveness seems relevant for whatever reason, but it feels good. It feels good. It feels more like spontaneity. And, oh, you might notice that the lighting's a little darker. Actually, I can maybe brighten it up with some window light here, maybe. Maybe that's a little better. And that is because I had to take a break before this one. I didn't want to go into this with any like heavy energy or exhaustion. I didn't want to rush it or push things. I wanted to make sure I bring that spark with me. That was something, and that I kept the passion alive, basically, is what I wanted to say. I don't want to ever turn this into some kind of drudgery. This is meant to be an outlet of expression for me. And I think that there's a similar message here for you as well. So what I was trying to say before I was interrupted, and I apologize, is that I think a similar message is here for you. I also want to tell you that I saw a bunch of turkeys on my way back to this reading. And turkeys represent, for me, gratitude, but also abundance, opportunities. And it was a bunch of them, different sizes, different types. So maybe there's a bunch of things you've got your eye on, or a bunch of opportunities presenting themselves to you, and you're just excited to get in there. And it's about keeping the fire alive, because Aries is a fire sign, and the depiction here in this card has a horse in it, which represents freedom. So the freedom to be who you are. Oh, and look, a horseshoe, which traditionally I think a lot of people associate that with luck and opportunities and excitement and passion. So that's wonderful. And then the two charms, which I'm going to say spirit animals that came in here today. The dragonfly, which is about evolution, transformation, ascension. I'm starting to think that's what these readings were all about, ascension journey. So now I know what to title this video, because I didn't at first. And the turtle. Fast is slow, or slow is fast. Sorry, I think I said it backwards. Have you ever heard that? The turtle. Something sinking in, really getting its teeth into something, really integration. It's an integration of something. And this is a water, they spend time on land, but they also spend time in water. So I don't think it's telling you to take a break or anything like that. I think it's telling you to remember. What could that mean? Take a breather. Remember where you are, who you are. I don't know. Let's keep going. Let's see what else comes up for us. I already know what deck wants to come through. Oh. The number 88 is coming through here for you. I think that's also about abundance. Wow. All right, let's go. Let's pull. Okay. Oh no, it's two cards. That always confuses me. Are we taking both? We're taking both. Okay. It always confuses me. Back to the beginning. Oh, that's another message just came through for you. Back to the beginning. It's the first house, which is the house of identity, how we present ourselves to the world, our first impressions with people, our instincts a little bit, like that, what fight or flight, I almost want to say, but not really. Just that, what are you going to do? How do you greet the waiter? That kind of thing. How do you talk to the cashier? Back to the beginning. Aries is also representative of spring, which is new beginnings and things starting to bud, and this freshness and this excitement of what could come to be, just waiting for us to put our intentions out there and reap the rewards, reap whatever it is we've set into motion. I don't know why I didn't turn these over. Pillar of light and divine sunchild. Look at all this fire coming through here. So having fun, childlike energy. Aries is also the infant. They don't really think about consequences. They just get in there and do things. I would say Aries, being a fire sign, being an infant, is a very heart-led sign when it's healthy and in balance, because it's just like, this is what I'm passionate about. This is what fires me up. I'm just going to go do it. I'm not going to put too much thought into this. Now, I'm not saying you've never thought things through before, because the dragonfly is here. And I would say this is an evolution of the mind. So there's a transformation going on, a transmutation going on in regards to your thoughts and your mental processes. And there catching up to you, I want to say. Catching up to you. So it's not to be a hindrance, but to be a co-creator to help you live this life that you're after. Okay, so I think, because this book keeps looking at me, so I think this, I wonder if all these readings are Lemurian related. Because every single reading, I stare at the guidebook for this deck I'm about to use, which is the Lemurian Star Child Oracle. So let's see what's coming through for you here. Here we go. Oh, I didn't read the... Okay, let me pull one and then we'll read. Maybe it's relevant. I didn't even read the 2 cards we just pulled. Resolution. Old timelines collapsing. Insights. Higher self-embodiment expression. Yeah, I think this has been a theme for all the groups, but particularly being mentioned here and now because you're at a different point in your journey. Or if you listen to all these readings, maybe it's happening soon, maybe it's happening now, maybe there's something for you now. I don't know. I'm just saying what I feel called to say. I think there's a bunch of timeline collapsing happening right now with whoever it is that listens to these readings. And they're significant because, like I always say, timeline jumps are happening all the time, but timeline collapsing, that's a whole other thing. Because I think of when something collapses, how it takes all these other things on the sides with it. And then all of a sudden it's gone. And it's like it was never there. And the space has been filled in with something else. And it might look the same, but it's not the same. It's definitely not the same energy. I feel like that's what's happening here. Just something got destroyed and it's sinking, pulling in all the things with it. These are of lower density timelines. Eliminating them. And now things might look the same, but they're completely different. And they'll unfold differently, and you will see that to be the case. So let's read the 2 cards you got here. We have Pillar of Light. Pillar of light, burning bright. Earth star below, soul star above. Burn away all that is not light. Transform all into unconditional love. I'm sorry, I'll be right back. Okay, I'm sorry for the interruptions. There's been interruptions in every reading, and I'm sure that'll probably always be the case because I have 2 perfect, beautiful children that are rambunctious and loud and demanding and perfect and beautiful. Both of which are, neither of which are Aries, although my son was almost in Aries. Both of which have a Venus in Aries. And I'm not fully sure what that means, but I can tell you right now, here and now, that sometimes I'm just like, I look at them and I think Aries because it's just the way they are sometimes. But all right, let's get back into this. Pillar of light, burning bright. Earth star below, soul star above. Burn away all that is not light. Transform all into unconditional love. Star of Isis descend, your blessing and peace without end. Grace me now with peace and protection, completely embraced by divine perfection. Okay. So your successes, your accomplishments in this ascension journey is allowing certain energies to be grounded here and now. And it is of assistance to the planet and everyone else on it because it's assisting in the creation or the holding of the new earth. So I'm not going to say the creation, I'm going to say the holding, the maintaining of it, the surety of it, if that makes sense. Because the earth star chakra is your connection to the earth, and the soul star chakra, I'm not going to pretend to be an expert on these chakras, but I believe that's a cosmic connection. I think it also allows you to bring in higher realm energies. I just saw 1122, 1123. And there's a connection going. You're helping to ground energies from above to energies below to this earth. And so it's helping bring in blueprints. That's what I saw that too. Helping bring in blueprints and that which can fulfill those blueprints for a new earth. And obviously the new earth, I use that term because that's what a lot of people say. I feel like it should be something else. I don't know. We'll just call it that because I feel like you're familiar with this concept. And in the creation of that new earth, or the maintaining of it, the surety of it, the shoring up of it, if that makes sense, other timelines collapse to make room for it. Or the timelines collapse and then it appears. It's simultaneous. That's the impression that I get. And you just enjoying life and going out there, being passionate, following your heart and living in your heart space, it's having tremendous effects on outside of you as well, not just within you. I bet you're the type of person who walk into the room, people notice you. Not even just that, but you walk into a place and people can feel you and maybe they don't even know it's you, but it changes them somehow. It might not even always be a positive reaction because maybe some people, there's such a distance in your vibration and another's that it can be uncomfortable for the other. It can be a little bit triggering. Not your fault. Not your fault. It's no one's fault. It's just, it is what it is. It's a gift. It's a gift that won't be recognized right away by the other, and that's fine. You might not even know it happened. Divine Sun Child. Blessings of the sun flow to you now. It is time to allow your life to flourish without limits, to let your light burn bright without veil, just like the midsummer sun burning without contest in the Egyptian desert. It's your time to shine bright. Yes. Yes. Wow, there's so much fire going on in here. There's something I thought of when I saw your card before I started recording, which was the story of the little flame, like source energy, creating these little flames so that it could know itself. But the little flames want to know themselves as well. And it went down the line, down the line. And it's like, I got this hit that I'm to remind you that you are a little flame, an extension of source energy, nothing less. And that you need to know how great and grand that is. And I think you're discovering that. Wow, this is so exciting. Should I read? Yep. Okay, let's read this. Resolution. Let me get to the right page here. Oh, it's the end of, what page was it? I already forgot. Okay. 251. No, it's not. It's 288. Sorry. 288. 2 8s again. Were you the one I mentioned 882 and about abundance? Okay. No, it's not. What is going on with me? Let's go back. Okay, I was clearly set in that direction just to mention the 8s. So lots of abundance, lots of completion of cycles, lots of things returning to you and being sent out by you. And okay, here we are. Collapsible timelines into pure expression in this life. New insights, higher self-embodiment, spirit coming more fully into matter. Yes, that the soul star chakra, earth star chakra that was mentioned. When did that come up? Pillar of light. Yes, spirit coming more fully into matter. The soul star, the transition, the transit is actually what I want to say. From soul star chakra to earth star chakra, spirit coming more fully into matter. You play a role in this somehow. Soul awareness dissolving into higher self's awareness and embodiment. I am wrapped in love in heaven on earth, which is often used to describe the new earth, heaven on earth. Dear one, you have drawn this card to reassure you about pushing the veils aside. It is time to end this crazy game that you have been playing, this game of fitting in and surviving. You are taken care of in all ways. What you see with your eyes is not always a complete truth. It would be a more complete truth if you would see all the angels and archangels that are guiding you. It would be more complete if the love and care of your cosmic family would be visible to you. It will be complete when you see that your earthly existence is only a wave within an ocean of love and bliss. Upon this clear sight, this love and care, everything is instantly resolved. External circumstances lose their power over you. They don't have the same significance because they don't define you. Let everything be resolved now beyond the opinions of the mind. As the creator of your life, you can let it be so. This is your infinite power. When there is no second thought, there is no problem. I highlighted that because I must have gotten this card in the past before. I don't remember highlight, but I'm going to say it again. When there is no second thought, there is no problem. I don't think Aries questions themselves or doubts themselves like that when they're in this pure, I'm just talking about pure energy Aries, because I'm sure there are Aries with all kinds of placements, all kinds of life experiences, and I'm sure there are some that doubt themselves, but that's an Aries energy. No second thought. The impulsivity that's coming through here. Within the veil, so much is hidden from you. Within this illusion, your mind creates a reality that is shared in the collective consciousness of humanity. But now you are putting an end to this. Choose to see the true reality that is your birthright. This is the real reality where you are always embraced in unconditional love. This is the reality that the earth was created to support by the Syrian emissaries. They are encouraging you to see beyond the illusion. They are guiding you into your true nature. There's nothing that you need to understand or define to be welcome into truth and love. You don't need a philosophy. You don't need to be in a state of consciousness or realization. The doors of heaven on earth are open to anyone. There are no conditions. Close your eyes now and see yourself walk through these doors of bliss, the doors to heaven on earth. See how your whole body illuminates and realize that this is not a fantasy. It is your birthright. There's an affirmation here. The doors of heaven are open to me, and everything is instantly resolved. I let it be so. Wow. That's beautiful. Okay. I got the impression that you are the door to heaven. Isn't that dope? You are the door to heaven. You're influential somehow, energetically in the very least. Influential. Okay, let's see. Is there any other cards coming through for you here? Okay, tarot is not trying to come through for you, but another one of the Lemurian cards wants to come through, so let's see who that is. Let's introduce ourselves properly. Oh yeah, the turtle. You know what? Not much has come through about the turtle for me yet, so I'm probably going to grab this spirit animal deck that I have. Co-creation, gratitude, divine alignment, joyful visions. Star children. This came out in another group as well. All right, so manifest, co-creation, gratitude, divine alignment, joyful visions. So gratitude is a really good way to clean up energy around you. Just taking yourself in that moment and being grateful for something that's present with you there and now. If there's something like, sort of poking at you, it's a really good way to clean up the energy within and around you. It's to find something to be grateful for and just to sit in that feeling and embrace that feeling. Okay, so manifest. Number 5 of structure. 181. Yeah, that's funny. The word structure came through earlier for me. 181. Boo, boo, boo. 195. Here we go. Co-creation, gratitude, divine alignment, joyful visions. Consciously focus on blessings. Align with the divine. I embrace my divine abilities of instant manifestation as the creator on earth that I am. We are discovering ourselves as masters of manifestation. Each of us has divine capabilities to bring their spiritual energy into the physical world, which transforms suffering into love. This card confirms these abilities and invites us to create from our heart. In etheric Lemuria, the cosmic energy in the heavens, overflowing with joy, was ready to be manifested in the physical, reflecting the divine wish of oneness to experience multiplicity. That wish, without any effort, mobilized many forces of light, including cosmic, angelic, and elemental beings. Many ascended masters were guiding this process of light, the creation of the Lemurian Eden. Just like oneness could come into form in the blink of an eye in cosmic terms, so can we lovingly manifest without any effort. It is divine grace that creates space for this in our lives, that allows us to choose what we would like to manifest. Are you happy with your creations? That which is in your energy field, the specific vibrations of love and light, create a blueprint and an image in the physical world. Karmic thoughts, emotions, or relationships in your field, even if they are not physically manifesting in your life, will distort the image of the blueprint. I'm going to reread that because that was interesting. Karmic thoughts, emotions, or relationships in your field, even if they are not physically manifesting in your life, will distort the image of the blueprint. Your guides ask you to let go of the energies of the old earth to create space for true heaven on earth. Do you feel impatient? Would you like to manifest instantly? Your guides ask you to watch for the synchronicities and the signs in your life, attuned to the vibrations, events, and connections of light beyond space and time that are part of your manifestation. Feel the blissful outcomes without attaching expectations to them to discover more and more of your abilities of manifestation. Masters of manifestation also know how to let go of control. Divine energy is given to you when your hands are open, when you are available to play. Attune to this spontaneous energy, this love and freedom, so that your joy is multiplied by the divine. This is the return to the Lemurian energy, the joyful Eden that was free of the judgments of the mind. This is the source from which you manifest the new Lemuria, which integrates the Lemurian joy and purity on the new earth. Attune to your true self to create from your heart of joy, because this your source as master of manifestation. Did I read that wrong? Attune to your true self to create from your heart of joy, because this, oh, the word is missing, because this is your source as a master of manifestation. Oh, and the affirmation is, as I receive more and more love within my field, I manifest heaven on earth from joy in my heart. Wow, that was really good. I had to reread some of that in my mind because I'm like, oh, that was really insightful. Okay. Well, there's a whole lot of love going on around you. I know that. A whole lot of fire, a whole lot of inspiration. And, and this is the group that inspired me to title this video because I didn't know what it was going to be called. I just want to do it. And so here we are. Well, all right. Thank you so much for spending your time here with me today. I hope to see you again whenever you're called to be here again, if you're ever called to be here. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.